Python Training Center, and today we are going to discuss about function input. If you just think about the function, there are three subcategories in the function. I would say normal function that we already discussed before, and today we are going to discuss about the function input, and the final thing is function output that we will discuss later. And today we are going to discuss about the function input, how we can define the function input. So for that one, there are many functions in the Python. For example, print is a function. So how we know that? Because the color itself we can see that, and these kind of things, print or many other functions are in the Python that you can see in the Python library. And here we can even define the function. How we can define the function is that define. So if you use this one, this is called, we are going to define the function. And what I'm going to define, that my info, that's the one I'm going to define. So my info is my function, and I can just like define a variable out of that. What is the variable? That name and age. Name and age are the my variables. And for example, if name is equal to John, many people have that confusion. Name is a parameter or the variable, and the John is the argument. So string argument. So name is the parameter and the John is the argument. So here we are define the parameters name and John in the parentheses, and then we separate by colon. So this is the structure for the defining the function and the variable. So define my info is my function, and name and age are my variable or my parameter. Then what I'm going to do, that I'm going to print. What I'm going to print, that I'm just starting a f string. Then my name is, usually we are not saying like that one here, but what I'm going to do, that my name is, then I call that name. So like we already know the how to use the f print. So if you don't know, just refer our previous videos that you can see, brush your basic. So print my name is, like, then I call this functionality here. Then the second thing I'm going to call, what's the second thing? Again, I'm calling in a f print, that I'm like my age, or so my age. Then again I start and call the function age and close the parenthesis, double inverted comma. That's the one thing we can see. Then as long as if I run this code, it won't work here, because this function is not defined yet, because it's like the function, this program is not come to this level. So I'm going to define my function, that my info, and always check with the place, because we have to write this one here, because it's like we are defining this function, so the places are more important. So these prints are in this loop or this condition, and the my info is outside. Then after, then what I'm going to do, that I'm just defining my name is John and my age is 20. So what I did, that here, if you say name is equal to John and age is equal to 20, but the same thing we are doing here, name is equal to John and age is equal to 20. So here we can see, and we can see there is an error, that my info, that my info, because we directly know the error, that is like a underscore, but this is a hyphen. But I'm just going to run and see that what kind of error we are going to get for that. And here we can see the error is name my is not defined, because here we can say my, it is not defined. And which line it is? Line 8, 1 2 3, eighth line. And where is the exact problem? You can see that my info John 20. So this line, there is problem somewhere. And where is the problem? It's a problem in the my. Then we can know that the somewhere here. Or if we can, yeah, that's the, like one of the thing we can do. So I'm just like doing that underscore instead of that. So my code is almost ready right now. Then I'm going to run this one. So when I'm running, my name is John and my age is 20. So this is the way we are defining the function input. So the print is a defined function or the plain function in the Python. But here we can define any function, my info or whatever the values you can give for the function. And this is called function. And I'm defined that function there. Then after, this is called parameters of the variable, and for the parameters we define the value, and this is called the argument. So I play John is my argument and 20 is my argument, name is the parameter, and my info is the function in this thing. So my info John 20. So that's like we can, so if we can try this one and give the feedback, it will be great. And